Got a lot to get done today before my product restocks here in just a couple days. If you don't know, and it's your first time on the channel, my name's Josh. I run Arvento, and today it's kind of exciting. We're about to restock and also take some product photos of these new Arvento shaker bottles that we have. Obviously, pretty exciting stuff for me because we sold out our first launch, and this is going to be our first time actually restocking and scaling our business by including the shaker upsells. Figured I'd take you guys through. Let's actually set this guy up right here and get into it. It's just like a random little Amazon one I got for cheap. I'll link it if you want it. See, it's kind of a big thing. I think it's like 16 by 16 by 16 or something like that. Opens up just like that, which is pretty cool. And then we turn the lights on and bang, look at that. So the idea is we'll put our shaker right in here like that. And as you can see, it already looks super legit. So now I'm gonna do some product photos with this. I'll set up my tripod. I literally just do this process every time. This is what I did for the actual launch bags and things like that, and I thought it'd be pretty cool to give you the opportunity to see with our new like shaker upsells how I go through this process. I literally just use this photo box and this Sony, I think it's like a ZV E10. I don't know. I'll link it in the description with I don't have any like special camera filters or anything like that, and I'll show you what the finished stuff looks like. But for now, let's just go ahead and take some product photos. And as you can see, I got all the photos uploaded. I'm going to do a little looking through, see which ones are like my favorite. Probably going to try and pick out like 4 or 5 that are going to go in the listing. And I'll keep a couple more that I'll have on the website as like background photos and things like that. So yeah, I'm going to get these edited up and I'll show you the final. And as you can see, in instant time for you guys because of editing, but for me that was probably about 30-ish minutes that I spent. So it's going to be like, that's product 1. Right there, photo 1, I guess. That's going to be photo 2. This will be photo 3. And then I'm going to end it off with that one right there. So I think they look really good, to be honest. I'm going to get over to Shopify now, actually load up all the inventory. And in terms of inventory, there's like 5 boxes of these. Can't show too much information on that because my address and everything's all over that, not trying to dox myself. All right, I'll make a Shopify listing, get all that done. I'll be back. And just like that, about 5 minutes later, we have the whole listing pretty much set up. Honestly, with Shopify, it's pretty easy, and then I just use Claude to help with all of my descriptions and stuff like that. So the process itself of taking the photos to where we're basically ready, I just have to track my inventory numbers, put in all of that. That took under an hour to get a complete new thing going. And I'll take a second to kind of explain like why we added the shakers as an upsell is because we basically sell coffee, right? Instant protein coffee that is best used like with the shaker. So when we sold out, we had people saying like, okay, so you don't like have a shaker that we can buy. And so we were already seeing like, oh, okay, this would be something that really would help us, grow and scale. And the shakers are super easy to get, and they require a lot less hands-on like manufacturing, unlike our coffee, which actually takes a long time, and we have to go to commercial facilities in Texas. It's all made in like the USA and stuff. So the shakers for us proved as another way that we could actually have like an upsell and provide value to people. And it's also like, it's got our name on it. It's got our brand, everything like that. So that's really good for, like brand exposure and stuff. And for us, it was as simple as, I paid a flat rate for, like 50 some odd bottles. We have like 50 units at launch, just to have another way to like scale. And then they just showed up at my door. And all I have to do is then ship those back out and fulfill it. So I didn't have to like stamp any of these bottles. Didn't have to worry about sourcing the bottles. And obviously they're like, it's cool that, if any of you guys are like big into the gym or anything, the blender bottle logo and stuff, like officially licensed. So like we have like very high quality products and stuff. So I'm pretty psyched out about that. And it took about an hour, if anything. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the last little touches, the boring stuff on this. I'm going to write up a little email, and then I'll talk to you guys here in just a second. All right, it's actually been a little bit longer, but let me show you what the website's looking like now. So I'm in my Shopify thing. That's where I build my websites, and I've got all this. And as you can see, this is where we added our blender bottle shaker listing. I think it looks pretty sweet. Little small tip for your small business is that basically every type of traffic you get online to your website is now done mobilely. Honestly, desktops are not nearly as popular for checking out websites. So it's really important that when you're making your website, it might look like you have a good setup going, and I'm sure you do, but just make sure you're looking at what it looks like on mobile. And this is what the website looks like on desktop. Pretty freaking clean, honestly. I'm a really big fan. I made this entire website just by myself. It took a lot of hours, but as you can see, if we click add to cart here, I'll show you guys even the actual listing itself. I think it looks really solid, honestly. The description's good. I think the photos look super clean. The shipping profile and all that is all nice and figured out. Another thing I want to add on the note of actually making the website itself is I do not have any programming background or anything like that, but nowadays you really don't have to. Specifically for Shopify, they come with default themes, which might be fine for some things, but the thing is that they honestly do look pretty cheap. I'm going to set you guys up here so I can just ramble for a second. The one that I'm using, I can't remember the exact name of it, but you can buy one online. They can be kind of expensive, but I think they're worth it. I think the one that I'm using, it costs like $350 or something like that, and it was just a one-time fee, but it makes it so much easier to go through the website and everything. And again, my website looks decent enough for just it being my like small operation I have going on. I think it works actually really well. And as far as other things I have to do before we launch, I guess when this video goes up, it's actually going to be launch day, so you can go to the website if you want to check it out and see like how it's doing, or if you're interested in trying it, you can do all that. I have other videos on my channel more about lessons and things like that. This is more of like just a vlog style thing, taking you through what a day would actually look like for restocking in a small business. And the next thing I have to do, it's probably the last thing I'm going to do today, because this is one of the longer days that I've spent on this stuff, is I'm going to send out one final email to all the people on our subscriber list that are interested in knowing like when we're going to restock and stuff, and letting them know that not only are we going to restock, but we actually have these really cool like shaker bottles too. And what I'm going to add to the website too is when someone buys one of these, they're actually going to get offered an upsell for the shaker as well, because these really go hand in hand, and they should honestly be bought together. And that's good for not only the consumer. They have a pretty cool blender bottle. It reps the logo, and it all feels like one cohesive package for them. And for us, it's obviously great too, because we get to make obviously a little bit of money on that. It is a business at the end of the day, and we're providing again exposure on our end too to anyone who uses that bottle. It actually serves as a way to showcase our brand to other people, and it might not drive a bunch of like sales or anything, but the brand exposure, even if they are out of their Arvento, they still are going to have that shaker, sitting in their kitchen, on their desk at work, and it'll keep us at the front of the mind. And that's really, I think, a hard thing to do with a small business is building that exposure and keeping people engaged on it. So that's why you send out all of those emails. And I'm super excited to do our first restock. We're over doubling our initial launch inventory, which is a really good sign. We found a way to make it even faster. So we actually have spent about the same amount of time as our launch in manufacturing, but we have over double the units available to be sold. And we also have the shaker upsell, which helps our margins a lot. And we can ideally increase the average order value, because then we save a lot on shipping, and we actually are just more profitable if we can manage to sell not only a bag of coffee, but a bag of coffee and a shaker, send it in the same box. Costs us like $1 extra in shipping, but we make that much more, and in total we actually save a bunch of money on shipping. So it's kind of the fun like puzzle of running a small business, is figuring out how you can get all of that done. And it's like figuring out these things. It's not all going to be perfect. Like we didn't have the budget to even launch with, even 50 shakers. But we did, a couple thousand in our launch revenue. And so I took basically half of that. We had plenty of like leftover raw materials. I took half of that and reinvested in the shakers and made sure that we had something new coming down. And now we're actually working on a new form of this. So instead of it being just like a single serving package like this, like 10 of these little guys fit inside of here. And so we're actually going to be working on a more like bulk bag option with like a scooper. So it'll be easier for us to make too. It'll be cheaper for the customer. And then these guys become more of like an on the go, like a convenience premium. So then we'll have, like with this advertising thing, like one of the problems we're running into is that we can't always run ads because our inventory is so limited and we sell out fast. So there's no point in just running ads to lead people to a website where everything's out of stock. So if we can keep in stock a variant that's a lot easier to make, meaning a bulk bag, and it's the same coffee, but you just lose the convenience, we not only can charge less for that, make it more accessible, but we'll always have something in stock for the consumer. We'll always have those shakers in stock so that no matter who sees that ad, they have something that can work for them, which is a pretty cool way and like a pretty cool solution to help us like ideally try and scale. I think it's a big challenge. Like for anyone starting a small business, it's definitely like there's just like a million different things you have to think about at once, and the payoff isn't always like immediate with some of these things. Like even though we're launching with double the units and the shakers, like if we sold completely out of this in a month, I would still be down thousands and thousands of dollars. But over time, if we can continue to keep scaling and we keep reinvesting any of the profits we make to growing the business, eventually that recoup is going to come back in like tenfold amount. It's like there's a return opportunity for like a small business, even if it doesn't end up being like something massive. There's still an opportunity to where you could sell and make back a lot of your money. And if nothing else, it's fun and you get to provide something that's like your thing and it's unique to you and what you want to do and bring to the world. And it's kind of exciting like that because I genuinely believe my product actually helps people and it makes their day better. And so if we can provide more options for cheaper, faster stock, if we can just do more, not only is there like obviously the income, motivation for that, but you're actually doing something really cool. And that's like the best part about it. It's kind of like the world's best video game because it's actually tied to improvements in your life. And, you feel like you're doing something like pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited. Very different format today from my regular videos. A lot more of a vlog style. Just wanted to give you guys a glimpse at what it actually looks like for a real small business that actually makes sales to do a restock and to start scaling. It's very exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You can look right here if you want to have more lessons about what I learned from starting Arvento. That's all I've got. Thanks, y'all.